Aging naturally leads to a decrease in muscle mass and strength. Many people begin to notice this shift after they turn 50. Once active individuals may find that their body is changing, and everyday physical tasks are becoming more difficult. This isn't just a normal part of getting older, it's a significant issue faced by millions around the world, particularly in the US. What happens to muscles as we age? It all begins with a process called sarcopenia, which refers to the age-related loss of muscle mass. Studies show that from around the age of 30, we lose approximately 3 to 8% of muscle mass every decade. But here's the key. As we age, this loss accelerates. The changes become more noticeable after 50. And it's when we realize that we're not as strong as we once were. And even simple movements begin to require more effort. Why do muscles start deteriorating so quickly after 50? Several factors contribute to this rapid decline. First, hormonal changes play a significant role. For instance, testosterone levels in men and estrogen levels in women decrease significantly as they age. These hormones are crucial for maintaining muscle mass and strength. Without them, muscle recovery after exercise slows down, and the muscles themselves become more susceptible to breakdown. Hormonal shifts are one reason why people over 50 notice that their body doesn't recover as quickly as it used to. For men, testosterone levels begin to decrease gradually after the age of 30. This not only leads to muscle loss, but also causes a decrease in energy levels and an increase in fat deposits. Another important factor is the decline in growth hormone levels. This hormone is responsible for tissue repair and cell regeneration. By the time you reach 50, growth hormone levels drop, making recovery after exercise or physical activity significantly slower. Muscle mass and its role in the body. Why is muscle loss so dangerous? Muscles do much more than just shape our bodies. They play a critical role in the overall functioning of our system. Muscle mass stabilizes our joints, improves coordination, and supports metabolism. Without strong muscles, simple tasks like climbing stairs, carrying groceries, or getting up from a chair become much harder. Muscles protect our joints. Without adequate muscle strength, the stress on our joints increases, leading to potential damage. For older adults, particularly those with conditions like arthritis or osteoporosis, muscle loss can worsen joint health and increase the risk of injury. Muscles also support heart health. Strong muscles enhance circulation and improve cardiovascular function. Studies show that individuals with a higher level of fitness and muscle mass tend to have fewer heart-related issues. Muscles play a vital role in immune system function. When muscle mass is depleted, the body becomes more vulnerable to infections. Strong muscles help activate and sustain immune responses, offering protection against illness. Muscles are the key drivers of metabolism. The more muscle mass you have, the faster your metabolism runs. When muscle mass decreases, metabolism slows down, leading to weight gain. This is especially true for people over 50, when a slower metabolism can result in unwanted fat accumulation, problems associated with muscle loss, falls, and injuries. One of the major risks associated with muscle loss is the increased likelihood of falling. As our muscles weaken with age, we become more vulnerable to injuries. A fall that might seem minor to a younger person can have serious consequences for older adults. Frequent hospital visits. Muscle loss and weakness significantly raise the risk of hospitalization. In the U.S., studies show that more than 50% of older adults who end up in ICU have experienced muscle loss, which could have been a contributing factor to their falls. Increased fatigue. A decline in muscle mass is directly tied to increased fatigue. When your muscles aren't functioning at full capacity, you burn less energy, which makes even everyday tasks more tiring. Stress and depression. Mental health is closely linked to physical health. Research indicates that muscle loss in older adults can lead to depression and anxiety. This is a common issue among the elderly and tends to worsen with declining muscle strength and energy levels. Real-life examples. How it happens in the U.S. Example 1. John, 55, from California. John has always been an active person. He went to the gym, ran, and even participated in marathons. But in recent years, he began noticing a drop in energy. He got tired faster, even with light exercises, and his muscles became less firm. After seeing a doctor, John learned that his muscle mass had started to decrease due to the natural aging process. He decided to adjust his diet and include resistance training to regain his strength. Example 2. Susan, 62, from New York. Susan has always been health-conscious and maintained a balanced diet. She regularly practiced yoga and Pilates. However, she recently noticed that her muscles were becoming weaker and her joints more painful. After consulting her doctor, Susan discovered that muscle loss is a normal process for women over 60, largely due to a decrease in estrogen levels. She began increasing her protein intake and incorporating more amino acids into her diet, as well as adding strength training to her routine. Example 3. Robert, 59, from Florida. Robert was surprised to discover that despite regular cardio workouts, he continued to lose strength. He realized that he needed to add weight training to his routine to restore his muscle mass. After including light dumbbell exercises, Robert started noticing improvements in his fitness level and began feeling much more energetic. Introduction. Misconceptions about aging and muscles. Are there myths about aging? When it comes to aging, especially after turning 50, we often hear the typical advice, just move more, or eat more protein. But the reality is that these approaches don't always deliver the results we hope for. Aging is a complex process that requires a more individualized approach. Not all proteins are created equal. Take protein, for example. It's one of the most common myths. Eat more meat and fish, and your muscles will recover. Many people hear this advice. But the truth is much more complicated. While protein is indeed important, muscle recovery and growth depend on many other factors, and focusing only on protein won't be enough to fully restore muscle mass. Gym workouts don't always solve the problem. Many people head to the gym, hoping that intense cardio or even strength exercises will stop muscle loss. But the issue is, after 50, muscles and joints become much less flexible. Without the proper approach to training, these exercises might not only fail to help, but could even cause injuries. Why traditional methods don't always work. Recovery is key. After the age of 50, the body's ability to recover significantly decreases. Many people trying to build muscle forget the importance of rest, which is actually one of the most crucial elements of success. When we're younger, muscles recover quickly, and we can train multiple times a week without major issues. But after 50, recovery becomes a longer process, and without enough sleep and rest, your gym efforts may be wasted. Overtraining. Another common mistake is overtraining. Often, older adults try to train intensely to compensate for muscle loss, but end up overdoing it. This prevents muscles from recovering, slows progress, and can even lead to injuries. Poor nutrition. Protein is just part of the solution. It's not only about the quantity and quality of protein, but also about other macro and micronutrients that support muscle recovery and growth. For example, monitoring levels of vitamins like vitamin D is critical, as it's essential for calcium absorption and bone health. Why regular cardio workouts won't help. Cardio and muscles aren't the same. Cardio workouts are great for cardiovascular health, but they don't help you build muscle mass. In fact, if you focus solely on cardio, you may actually lose muscle mass more quickly, as these workouts burn both fat and muscle. How cardio leads to muscle loss. The problem with intense cardio is that it can be catabolic for the body, meaning it breaks down muscle tissue. When your body engages in long cardio sessions, it starts using muscles as an energy source, which can lead to additional muscle loss. This is especially relevant for people over 50, as their muscles are already more vulnerable. Strength training is the key. Instead of relying only on cardio, it's crucial to incorporate strength training into your routine. Strength training not only helps to build muscle mass, but also strengthens bones, improves balance and coordination, which is essential for older adults to prevent falls. Key mistake: lack of resistance. Resistance is key to muscle preservation. After 50, it's important that your workouts include resistance elements. This could mean using weights, resistance bands, or body weight exercises. The problem is that many people start strength training but fail to progressively increase the load. This means that their muscles aren't getting enough stimulation for growth and recovery. Progressive overload is what matters. Progressive overload is critical. This means gradually increasing the weight, number of repetitions, or intensity of your workouts to ensure muscle growth. Without progressive overload, your muscles will remain in the same condition, and no real progress will be made. Real examples: what actually works? Example 1. Jane, 60, from Chicago. Jane had always lived a healthy lifestyle, but after 50, she started noticing a loss of strength and energy. She tried bodyweight exercises and resistance bands, along with adding more protein and supplements like vitamin D and creatine to her diet. After several months, she felt more energetic and saw improvements in her physical fitness. Example 2. Mike, 55, from Los Angeles. Mike was a professional football player in his youth, but as he aged, he stopped training, which led to muscle loss. He started working with a personal trainer who introduced him to weight training and suggested adding more nutrient-dense foods to his diet. After a few months, Mike noticed improvements in his physical shape, and his muscles became firmer. How to fix the situation? A simple yet effective plan. A plan is your ally. So, what can you do to prevent muscle loss and regain strength? Here are a few steps to incorporate into your daily routine. Include strength training, at least 3 times a week. Don't forget recovery. Get enough sleep and rest between workouts. Pay attention to nutrition. Protein, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamins, and minerals are essential. Add progressive overload. Gradually increase the weight, number of repetitions, or intensity. Don't neglect nutrition. Proper nutrition support is a key part of muscle recovery. It's important to ensure your diet is balanced and contains all the necessary macro and micronutrients for muscle growth and repair. Introduction: why nutrition is so important. Why does nutrition play such a big role? When it comes to muscle recovery after the age of 50, nutrition is one of the most important factors. We often hear that strengthening muscles is all about training and taking supplements, but without proper nutrition, recovery just isn't possible. Nutrition is the fuel for your body, and if you don't provide it with the right ingredients, even the most intense workouts won't yield the desired results. How does nutrition affect muscles? Muscles are not just tissue that reacts to exercise. They are active organs that require constant nourishment to function properly. Proteins, carbs, fats, vitamins, and minerals all play a crucial role in the process of muscle recovery and growth. But when you're over 50, you need to be especially careful about your food choices, as an aging body has different needs and is slower to recover. Protein is not just protein. Why is protein important for muscle growth? Protein is the main building block for muscle tissue. After a workout, muscles start breaking down, and protein helps repair them and build new cells. However, after 50, it's not just about consuming protein. It's about choosing high-quality sources that are easily absorbed and contain the necessary amino acids for effective recovery. The role of amino acids in recovery: proteins are made up of amino acids, and among them, there are a few that are particularly important for muscle recovery. For example, leucine, isoleucine, and valine are amino acids that activate protein synthesis in muscles. Amino acids in their natural form are much more effective in combating muscle loss than just plain protein without the necessary supplements. The most important product: creatine. Creatine is more than just a supplement. Many people think of creatine as something extra, a product for boosting athletic performance. But for those over 50, creatine can be a game changer. Creatine is a molecule that stores energy in your muscles. It provides quick bursts of energy during intense activities, helps you lift heavier weights, and accelerates recovery. How does creatine help build muscle? Creatine not only increases strength, but it also promotes muscle growth. The important thing to note is that as we age, our ability to synthesize creatine decreases. Therefore, adding creatine to your diet after the age of 50 can significantly speed up muscle recovery and reduce muscle loss. Creatine in food. If you want to get creatine from food, the best sources are red meats like beef and lamb. However, for most people over 50, this may not be enough to maintain optimal creatine levels in the body. In such cases, creatine supplements can be an excellent solution. How to combine creatine with other foods? To maximize the benefits of creatine, it's important to combine it with other foods properly. For example, carbs help with creatine absorption and enhance its delivery to muscles. A great option is to take creatine with fruits or sweet potatoes after a workout to improve its effectiveness. How to add creatine to your diet? Creatine can be taken in the form of a powder that dissolves easily in water or juice. For maximum benefit, it's recommended to take 3 to 5 grams of creatine daily. This is a safe dosage that helps maintain optimal creatine levels in your muscles. It's important to remember that creatine is most effective when taken regularly, not in one-off doses. Real-life example: how creatine helps as you age. Well, 1. Mike, 58. Mike is a former professional football player who, after retiring, started feeling fatigued and noticed a loss of strength. He decided to add creatine to his diet, and within a few weeks, he noticed significant improvements in his training. His muscles recovered faster, and his strength increased. Mike is now convinced that creatine helps not only athletes, but also everyday people over 50. Example 2. Emily, 52. Emily is a school teacher who often felt tired and lacked energy. After she began taking creatine and increased her protein intake, she noticed a dramatic boost in both her energy and strength. Her workouts started yielding better results, and she now feels younger and more energetic than ever. Nutrition. Recommendations for muscle recovery. Balanced nutrition. To ensure your muscles recover quickly and effectively, your nutrition must be balanced. Include the following in your diet: proteins, eggs, meat, fish, and legumes; carbs, sweet potatoes, quinoa, buckwheat, oats; fats, olive oil, nuts, avocado, fatty fish; micronutrients, calcium, magnesium, B vitamins, and vitamin D. Don't forget hydration. Water and electrolyte-rich fluids are crucial for supporting muscle function. After 50, it's important to stay well hydrated to maintain healthy muscles and joints. Conclusion: your nutrition is your best ally. Proper nutrition plays a decisive role in muscle recovery after 50. Protein and creatine are the 2 main components that will help you maintain strength and muscle mass. But it's not just about adding these products to your diet. It's about ensuring a balanced, high-quality food intake. And remember, success requires consistency and patience. You'll start seeing results in just a few weeks.